2019-20 was one of Bayern Munich's most successful seasons. Well, all right, most seasons fall into that category these days, having claimed the Bundesliga DFB-Pokal double in 11 of the last 21 seasons. But there is something a little special with this year's achievement. They did it with two managers. Starting the season under Kovac and finishing it with Hansi Flick. Kovac had led Bayern to the double in 2018-19, but on November 3, coming off a 5-1 drubbing by Eintracht Frankfurt that left the club fourth in the Bundesliga, though just 4 points away from first, Kovac was sacked. So, okay, Bayern has pretty high standards, and they should, considering they have and spend so much more money than the rest in the Bundesliga. But Kovac's sacking wasn't as much to do with their league position, but the way they were playing. Kovac himself said at the time, "I think this is the right decision for the club at the moment. The results, and also the way we last played, made me come to that decision." If only he'd been as astute in his observations while manager. So, from being sacked for turning a champion team into one that merely battled for the top four, Kovac has been rewarded with the Monaco job.
Nico's arrival reflects a strong choice. It demonstrates our ambition. It shows our willingness to do our utmost to achieve our goal, to make Monaco a successful club.
So it isn't like he's failed upwards or anything. Kovac is, after all, Monaco's fourth manager in less than 2 years, following Robert Moreno, who took over from Leonardo Jardim, who'd replaced Thierry Henry, after Henry had replaced him, little over a year after Jardim had won Monaco their first league title in 17 years. Yeah, the club is a bit of a mess. Well, a lot of a mess.
As we spoke, Oleg and Paul told me we will do enough to get a strong team, and I believe in them. So that was the reason why I decided to come to Monaco.
Well, a strong team should at least begin Monaco's ascent back up the table. But Kovac's credentials to do that are still up for debate, considering what he did with his last strong team. Because with Flick in charge in Bavaria, Bayern's turnaround was markedly swift. Though not quick enough for Bayern to be the so-called Herbstmeister, that honour instead went to RB Leipzig.
I don't care about the autumn champion title. I tell you that honestly. I'm glad that we got the points, and I'm glad that we can reach the goals in all competitions. But unfortunately, the race is only over when the flag is there or the 34th day of play is whistled off. Whoever will whistle us there. And then we'll see how well we've done.
Well, you can't say Nagelsmann was counting his chickens, with Leipzig ending up a massive 16 points behind Bayern by the 34th day of play, with Bayern dropping just 2 points following the winter break, clinching the title with 2 games to spare. But the Flick effect has been off the pitch too. He might even be what got the Leroy Sané acquisition finally done.
I worked with him also a little bit in the national team in the academy, and I know how he is as a person, how he works, and I think everyone can see that the team is improved a lot in such a short time, that everyone is happy and enjoys the time, the way how they play right now, and I think this is one of the most important things.
Flick actually outperformed Sané's former boss, Pep Guardiola, and the treble-winning Jupp Heynckes as a Bayern manager. Because while Spaniard Guardiola managed an average of 2.6 points per game from his 3 years in Bavaria, and Heinkes produced 2.7 points per game, which is considered phenomenal, Flick produced a points per game ratio of 2.76. Sure, it's from considerably fewer games, but it is still the best ratio of any Bayern coach in history. Like we said earlier though, having and spending so much more money than the rest in the Bundesliga, winning domestic silverware is the very least expected of a Bayern manager. No, the real test of how Flick has changed things for the better at Bayern is in a couple of weeks, with the Champions League's return.
We've won the double, but we're still in with a shot at a third competition. With all due respect to the other Champions League hopefuls. The only thing I'd like to tell you, do it calmly, please. Don't forget we're on in the last 16. The return leg still awaits us. Of course, we're buoyed by a great result from London.
A brilliant 3-0 win over Chelsea at Stamford Bridge before football was suspended has all but assured the Bavarians of a trip to Lisbon for the quarter-finals, where they'll face either Serie A's Napoli or the recently dethroned Barcelona of La Liga. And going off the way those two sides are finishing, or finished their respective domestic campaigns, well, the Bayern Munich seconds could probably gain a place in the semis. Maybe that was why Flick gave a few of them a run out in their final couple of games. Indeed, with a few weeks more rest ahead of the Champions League kickoff, but not so much as to be coming in from the cold like the French clubs, Bayern Munich are set up nicely for an assault on the trophy they last lifted in 2013.
Thanks for watching. For more great content on all things football, make sure you hit the subscribe button.